Hey, welcome to Community Review. Um, well, what game out of all these games, if I had to lose all these games, would be the one game I would take with me? Well, that's a real easy one for me. As much as Blood Bowl would be one of my favorite games of all time, I would have to say if I had to grab one, it'd have to be my Warhammer Quest. The reason being is it's one of the first games that I really felt that they added the role playing experience to. And growing up as a kid, I really enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons, but I always wanted it incorporated into a game. Well, that really incorporated it with the book. The book is like a bible for the game in a way, because there's just so much random stuff, and you just go to that book and it tells you everything, the role playing book, and it just makes it so much fun. No game's ever the same. It's always such a different experience. When you go to town, it's even dangerous, and it's just a great game. And you could play it a million times and never be tired of it. That's the old Warhammer Quest, not this new one that they just came out with, which was kind of disappointing, if I have to say. Um, all in all, I think it's just a really, really wonderful game. Um, and it's just one game I couldn't part with, especially since my wife bought me that one too. Um, as far I don't think there would be anything else that I could really think that could ever take that place. But I think that of all the games, that would be the king of all the games. But that's only my opinion. Why don't we take a look at what everybody else has to say?
So, this week's topic was all about some catastrophic event occurring, and we only have one game left. So, what's that game going to be? Well, for me, this was really a tough call. I really struggled to find out what one game out of my entire collection would I want to keep, and if I had to get rid of all the other ones. To me, it really came down to my favorite game, and that is Advanced Civilization by Avalon Hill. Advanced Civilization is a great game. It has got the mechanics in it are so easy. You can teach it to a 7 or 8 year old, and it's got a really nice depth of strategy where the mechanics don't get in the way. There's not really a lot of rules to get in the way, and it's just pure strategy and pure civilization building. And I really like that. But the icing on the cake for me for Advanced Civilization is the trading phase. So many strategy games, you just sit and you play strategy, and know you can go 2 3 hours and never even talk to your opponent. I mean, other than the mandatory trash talking, but other than that, there's really no player interaction. But in Advanced Civilization, you really get that interaction because once you think you've got your thinking part out of the way, you've made your moves, now you're starting to think where you're going to start to move with trade cards and strategy with civilization cards. The trade phase comes in, and that just is just such a huge dynamic change from the strategy phases of moving, because here it's like the floor of the stock market just opened, and everybody is trying to be loud and shouting and trying to get their trades done because they want to either A, get rid of all their calamities they've got, or B, they want to try to get the best things they can get and try to do trades early before the calamities start flying fast and furious around the table. So there's just the strategy and the trading phase alone is so deep. And to me, this would really hold my interest if I could only have one game. I mean, actually, for me, it's held my interest for over 20 years. It's still my favorite game. So I think that Advanced Civilization is really a great game that mixes high strategy, civ building, with that player interaction, because hey, if I've only got one game to have fun with, I want to make sure that game is fun, not just a big thinking game. Even though I enjoy that, I really love the interaction that you get on the trade phase, and to me that's what just really puts Advanced Civilization over the top. So that's my pick for this week. Hopefully next week's a little bit brighter than the flood or fire, as Rob said, that happened, that I only got to keep one game. So we'll see what next topic is, but until then, thanks for watching, guys.
Hey folks, hey everybody, Curt, aka the Driven Gamer here, and well, this week's community review question was if you should get rid of all your games by any reason, whatever. Maybe the girlfriend wants me to quit this craziness, and I could keep only one game, which one would it be? Now, of course, I could play it very simple and take a game that allows me to play new things all over again, still get new expansions and stuff like that. So I could choose a living card game or a collectible card game like Magic the Gathering or Lord of the Rings, the living card game, or whatever, Netrunner or anything like that. But I think that's a little bit of a cheat. So I think I'm going to choose, well, probably one of my favorite games, maybe my favorite one. I'm not going to spoil that, Rob, because very soon I'm going to do my top games of all time. So I'm not going to spoil my favorite game, but I'm going to talk about one of the favorite ones. So that's a small spoiler. It will be very high at least. And well, this is the game of which I have two versions. This is the game of which I'm doing at this moment on my own channel a interactive playthrough of. That means I do all the actions on the board, but the viewers at home, they get to decide what actions we should take. Now I just recorded part 5 of this playthrough and things aren't looking great. So people, if you want, go check out the playthrough and help me, because wow, things are very bad. Really, I need your help. Anyway, the game that I'm talking about, of course, is Robinson Crusoe. Now, this game I will never get rid of. This was one of my first games. Not the first, I had some more. Also not my first cooperative game that I got at the time. But this one made me fall in love with board games. That's it. Now, the cool thing about this is every time you play this game, it tells a story. A different story, because you have these random cards, these events, and I can show them you here. These are the cards because it's right over here, because we're playing it at this moment. And this game, well, gives you a story, gives you a lot of replayability. You have a different bunch of scenarios that you can play, different challenges. You get always different stories. You have some dice rolling to do, because you have some of these nice, beautiful dice, which are deadly, but they look great. You have all these different kind of beasts that you can have to hunt or to fight, all kinds of items that you can build. So this is just great. So it is very immersive. You can play this solo, you can play this with 4 players, so you have nice choice of a number of players that you can play this with. So you can still play if you have some friends over. And this is a new version. This cool thing is the new edition, which has a very, very good rulebook now, because the first one wasn't that good. Now, it also has this wonderful artwork by Vincent Dutray, of course, one of the best, maybe the best artist in board game world. But let me show you a small thing. By the way, this is also drawn and signed by Mr. Ignacy Cevicek himself, because I'm a big fan of him. But I also, of course, I still have the old version, which I really like as well, because this is one of my favorite drawings, my favorite artworks of board games of all time. This one here, the cover. And why? Well, because I like it. But how does that show? Well, let me show you one thing. First of all, you could guess that I would choose this picture, or choose this game, because I also have this nice picture here somewhere on the wall in my house, because I like this picture a lot. And last month, yeah, I think it was in November, I got myself also this little tattoo here from the lady on the cover. So I guess you can say, if I have to keep one game, I have no choice. There's no option. It is Robinson Crusoe, Adventures on the Cursed Island, which is just awesome. Trying to survive, probably failing, but if you succeed, and one of those scenarios, victory is humongous, and you are all so excited. So again, if you want to try to help me get that victory again, please go to the channel and find out, tell me what to do, give me some hints, tips, help me. And besides that, I hope I'll never get rid of all of these games, but if I do, Robinson Crusoe is the one I will keep. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later, next time on Community Review. Bye bye.
Hey guys! Well, another community review and some more weird stuff happening over here. I'm almost wondering if this isn't all leading to something eventually. But anyway, it was a bit scary, not gonna lie. But it did make me think about this week's theme, which is the scariest thing I can think of, and that is if you had to get rid of your entire collection, you could only save one game, what would that game be? Now, as frightening as that is, I knew the answer immediately, and that game is Arkham Horror. Now, I know Arkham Horror has its naysayers. It has people who defend it to the death, people who hate it, people who think Eldritch Horror replaces it. Well, I love, love, love Arkham Horror. I don't think Eldritch Horror replaces it, but I also don't think that that has anything to do with anything because Eldritch Horror is a completely different game. So I'm still unsure why that's still an argument. But for me, Arkham Horror, I've spent so much time and money and effort on Arkham Horror that I couldn't possibly part with it. I have most all of the expansions at this point, other than the print-on-demand ones. I'm missing some of those. I've got a box that I've customized for it. I've had Richard Launius sign that box. I have most all of the monster miniatures and investigator miniatures, and I've painted them. I have Arkham Knight promos. I enjoy playing this game with a full group of people. I enjoy playing it solo. I still have things that I want to pimp on it. And so Arkham Horror I would have to hold on to. Now I could cheat just a little bit because a lot of the miniatures I also either got via Mansions of Madness or I use in Mansions of Madness and Elder Sign. So I could say I'm going to keep those games too, but we won't tell Rob about that. So Arkham Horror is that game for me. It's, to me, still one of the most thematic Lovecraft games, and it holds up in my opinion. Yes, it can go on a bit long. Yes, it's the epitome of Ameritrash. It's a dice chucker for sure, but it's amazingly fun, and just throwing those dice and not knowing what's going to happen is part of the fun in the game. So I'm going to hold on to my Arkham Horror if the rest of my collection somehow disappears. Please don't let that happen. I look forward to seeing what everyone else is, going to keep in their collection. I'm sure everyone's going to have a completely different game and different reason. I hope everyone had a great Christmas with friends and family. I hope everyone had a great New Year's, and 2017 is going to be brighter for them. If not, I'm pulling for you, and if so, I'm going to be happy with you. So until next time, I'm Robert, and I'll see you guys. Bye.
Well, there you go. Another community review in the bag. Everybody did a wonderful job as always. It was kind of a short staff this week, but I know everybody got tied up with the holidays and everything like that. And of course, with the Queen being sick, we went through a lot of things. But we'll be back in a couple of weeks. And look for this Sunday for the theme. And don't forget that you can either email me at novaprime860 and ask what you want to hear, because we'll announce it in Sunday's vlog, or just make a video yourself and send it to me. It could be anywhere from 30 seconds to whatever time you want to make it. We will fit you in and we will squeeze you in on community review. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for a wonderful, wonderful review. And I look forward to all the stuff that you guys will be doing this year. So until next time, I'm Rob Warren. Have a great, great couple of weeks.